Yes, good morning all of you. Welcome to the science development class. We'll start with the topic the flower, which is your chapter number 2. Okay. So you all are observing this diagram of flower. Starting from the bottom, you start labeling it. The bottom part of the flower, which is connected to the stem of the plant. If you see a plant, this is the stem of the plant. Okay. With this, a flower is connected. Okay. This part of the flower, which connects with the stem of the plant, is known as pedicel. It goes further and becomes swollen. This swollen part is known as thalamus. Okay. There are green leaf-like structures connected to the thalamus. These are known as sepals. Okay. This part comes under the category of calyx. There are 4 main boles of a flower. Okay. First part is calyx, which constitutes sepal. The green parts, sepal. When we are talking about one sepal, we'll use the term sepal, sepal. But when we have to show 4 or 5 sepals are present, then we use the term calyx. You will spell it as cal, yx, calyx. Calyx, calyx. It is the outermost bole of a flower. Bole is something which is complete in a round. If we see a flower in reality, you will observe that it is in the round shape. Okay. There will be 4 or 5 sepals. Okay. Around the bottom. Around the outermost bole. That's why calyx is the outermost bole part of a flower. Next, function of calyx is to provide protection to the inner part of this is the inner part of the flower. Calyx provide protection to the inner part of the flower in bud stage. This is the part calyx. Calyx is the outermost wall of a flower. It is made up of sepals. Sepals are small green leaf-like parts. There are 5 or more sepals in a flower. They protect the inner part of a flower during the bud stage. Now, what is the bud stage? Before the flower blooms. Okay, it is in a bud shape like this. Okay, closed with sepals. When the flower blooms, these sepals open themselves and flower opens itself. These sepals are then there in the shape of the leaves or at the bottom of the flower. Okay, so when it is closed, it gives protection to the inner part of the flower. Okay, all you have seen lotus. How it is मतलब bloomed, कैसे bloom होता है वो? जब वो खिला होता है तब वो जो उसके ग्रीन लीव्स होते हैं वो सेपरेट हो जाते हैं, ओपन हो जाते हैं. बट जैसे आपको पता है नाइट के टाइम पे क्या होता है, जो हमारा लोटस है वो क्लोज हो जाता है. किसके थ्रू क्लोज होता है? सेपल्स के थ्रू क्लोज होता है. ओके, सेपल्स उसको प्रोटेक्शन प्रोवाइड करते हैं एट नाइट. नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज corolla. Go forward, upward in the structure of flower, you will observe petals. Meaning, पत्तियां, फूल की पत्तियां. They are known as petals. Okay, petals. They comes under the category of corolla, the second main bole of a flower. It constitutes of petals, known as second inner bole. Okay, and helps in pollination. What is pollination? When insects are attracted by the colors of the petals, and sits on a male part. Then they fly and sits on other plants which has the female part also. Then it joins the male part and the female part, because the pollen grains on the male part are stick to the insect body or the bird's body. After its transfer to another flower, the pollen grains shed off of its body and comes to the female part. We will discuss it later, the pollination topic in explanation. Here you only get to know about what is the function of corolla or the petals. Read it here. Corolla is the second inner wall of a flower. It is the second inner wall of a flower made up of petals. Petals can be white or colored attractive parts of a flower. Flower have different kinds of petals or colors. They are white, pink, blue, lavender, purple, magenta, yellow. So they are attractive parts of a flower. When the flower opens,